Hi guys, it's Medina, the designer and founder of Medina Tech Makan. I'm sure you guys already noticed I have a little mic. Isn't it so cute? Anyways, today we're gonna talk about the fashion journey, how it started and how we got here. I'm gonna tell you guys all the tips and advices to start your own clothing brand, how mine started, how I got interested into fashion, which school I went, all that good stuff. So keep on watching. It started when I came to Canada 10 years ago. I'm 22 now, so I came when I was 12 years old. Me and my family, we moved from Japan, where I took some classes before I came here, like English classes, but that didn't help. Like if you want to learn a language, I recommend watching movies and shows because apparently that helps. I didn't do that. I wasn't interested to any like English movies or shows at the time. The classes I took, it was just grammar, grammar, grammar. I suffered to speak. I suffered to understand. It was a horrible time. It took literally 2 to 3 years for me to speak proper English. Don't make that mistake. Watch English movies if you want to learn English. It was so hard for me to get along. I mean, I did have friends, but even though you have friends, if you can't communicate with them, it's just you get sad and depressed. Hard for me because I couldn't get used to the environment, the language barrier. After school, I would come home with all that emotion. I would just get my sketchbook and just draw figures, models, and clothes on them. That's the time I got interested in fashion, and I loved it. That was my hobby after school. I would finish 2 sketches a day. All of my family was supportive. I feel so lucky about it. Especially my mom was really supportive because she wanted to be a fashion designer when she was young, but she couldn't pursue it because at that time in her generation, it wasn't considered a proper good career. Until this day, she likes to sew. She enjoys it. When I got into high school, so in high school, you don't have to take art classes 4 years because in Canada, the high school is 4 years and you don't have to take art classes every year. But me, I took art classes serious, took it for 4 years and got into AP art. My last year, I got to build my portfolio in fashion. I met my friend that I still talk till this day. She's Vietnamese. I'm sure you guys know if you guys watch her videos. She wanted to pursue art as her career and she built her portfolio. And I built my portfolio, and there was this fair going on in Toronto at York University at that time. Schools from all around the world would come and then accept students, and she went around to art schools. So I went to a couple of fashion schools, like fashion schools in the US, and I went to fashion school in the UK. Got some feedback from them, to London College of Fashion. They really liked it. So they invited me to another meeting with them. It was like 50 minutes probably. My dad was waiting outside and they accepted me to London College of Fashion. My dad was so happy for me. He really wanted me to go no matter how crazy the tuition fees were. I told my mom, she was so happy. As a 17-year-old Muslim Uyghur girl, my mom didn't want me to go to the other side of the world by myself. So I didn't go. Instead, I decided to apply for a fashion program in Canada. I really wanted to go, honestly, to London and see. At that time, I was kind of upset, but we're here. We probably would have not be here. It's God's plan. Got into George Brown College for fashion design and techniques. The first year was really amazing. People were so competitive and they were so talented and they knew how to sew. They had all the techniques and I didn't do any sewing. I remember the first sewing class I had. It was like 3 hour long class. The half of that class, I struggled to set up my sewing machine because it was like an industrial sewing machine. I had such a hard time setting up that. I couldn't put the thread into the needle. It was just really hard, but that was just something, Look at my cup. Isn't this so cute? Like I'm obsessed with Atlas. It's so good. It's my favorite. First year of college, everybody motivates you because they have the same mindset. I started painting t-shirts and tote bags. I did sell them. I do have some photos and I'll show it to you guys. It was like more cultural. So I would just sell them on my Instagram, just post it on my Instagram story. Here's a t-shirt I made. If you guys want to buy, it's like $10-15 for a month or two, maybe 3 months. I sold it like that. It really took a long time to paint one t-shirt. It was just consuming my time as a student and I had to focus on my studies. So instead of painting it, I decided to upload my arts on Redbubble. If you guys don't know what Redbubble is, you can upload your arts there and then they would put your arts on t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, and even like cups if people buy one of the products that as your art, you get a commission. I still have it on Redbubble, some of my art. If you don't blow up, like you don't make a lot of money, it's because it's a commission, so you only get for what you did. You don't pay for the website either, so they manage the shipping, they manage everything. That's when the business idea started. COVID had to come in my most important year of school. And last year, you were supposed to do fashion shows and you were supposed to take more specialized courses if you were interested in specific part of fashion, and I was so interested in wedding dress design at that time, so I really wanted to take that course and I was so excited to have my own fashion show. I'm still upset till this day because I could have had my first fashion show, graduated somehow doing fashion school on the computer. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. Even my graduation got pushed because we couldn't gather around to do the graduation. That's the time I met my lovely husband and we moved to a smaller town. It was already hard for a fashion student to find a job. Since COVID hit, the fashion brands were doing really bad. I always worked in retail in high school as a part-time. I worked at Zara, Dynamite, Oakenford, and Nordstrom. After I moved to a small town with my husband, they didn't even have H&M there. The malls were so small. Even though I wanted to find at least a retail job, it was impossible. I mean, a lot of people said, people around me, some of my family members, they're like, oh, you should get into fashion industry first, get experience, and then start your own. I mean, you should probably do that, to get more experience. In my case, I couldn't do that, so my husband encouraged me to start the business as young as we are. And so we started together and I started preparing to launch for the business a year in advance because I didn't know what I was doing because nobody taught me how to start a business. Nobody taught me. I mean, I took a fashion design, but they don't really like tell you specifically go to this manufacturer, do this and do that. They don't tell you. I designed it like 20 outfits at first. Like I wanted to launch big, and you have to start a clothing brand. You have to have money saved up. People say you can start a brand, you can start a business with only $500 in your savings. No, you have to have thousands of dollars saved to start a business. I was lucky enough because I worked part-time when I was with my parents. To find a manufacturer was so hard. You're just starting up, so you don't want to have a lot of inventory. You only want as less as possible because you don't know how you're gonna do in the first year. I looked into finding a manufacturer that has low MOQ. Of course, some manufacturers, they don't take you seriously. I emailed a lot of manufacturer. You just have to Google manufacturer, low MOQ manufacturer. I was so scared that my designs would get stolen from a manufacturer, and I was so scared to share my design at first, but don't do that. If if you did your research, if they're legit, if they have a social media, if you look at their website, if they seem legit, just send your tech packs because you're gonna get better quotes and you get to compare all different kinds of manufacturer and get the best deal. And that's what we did for our this coming up collection, because the first collection I didn't know. I was just so scared to share my designs, which is normal, because I didn't know what I was doing. You want to have a manufacturer that reply to you very fast, because if you're not doing it in your local, in your country, like, you cannot go visit them too. You want them to respond to your emails as soon as possible, like probably every day on a business day. You want that, because what if they just leave you and you don't get updates? It's your collection is gonna take forever to come. I did find a good manufacturer. They were good with emailing and they were like willing to help because I told them it was my first time. I mean, I trusted them, like I didn't have any other way of doing that. I made a mistake to design a lot in the first collection. Like I told you guys, I did 20 first, and then I limited down to 10 clothes and samples. That was really expensive. So start small if you're starting. We had to limit that to 5. They give you the estimate time for your bulk order to arrive. So we launched it in September 23rd, and we did pre-orders. People ordered. We didn't have the physical clothes with us. We only had the samples that we used for our photo shoot. We were clear about how they had to wait for a month, and of course the manufacturer, they said they had some defects, and then they delayed it another month, so our pre-order customers had to wait 2 months, which was really bad. Hopefully we're not gonna do that anymore. I probably still would do pre-orders, but when they were about to deliver, I would probably do the pre-orders instead of doing just trusting them of the estimate time. It can change, you know. I also recommend starting your clothing brand's social media in advance. Grow your personal account too, because I would get the followers from my personal account to your clothing brand account. In my opinion, as a startup, we did pretty good. We're already sold out on some of our items. Summer collection is coming up. Starting a clothing brand is hard. You have to take risks. You have to learn from it. It's gonna be up and downs. It is fun, honestly, because you're working for your own brand and you're doing what you're passionate about. You have a vision for the future of the brand, so you can work hard. You can work late nights. You can work every day, comparing to working for somebody else. But of course, you have to do everything by yourself in the beginning. You have to be the model. You have to be the person packing the order. You have to design your own website. You have to do everything, and you have to be financially smart. You have to market. It's a lot to do that we notice. Know that you're not gonna make money in a couple of years because you have to invest money into your next collection and just do round and round until you make enough. That's how we started. Never thought I'll be a YouTuber, but here I am doing it for you guys and doing it for the brand. And thank you guys for watching and listening to my fashion journey, listening to our clothing brand's journey. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys come along for our future. Thank you guys for supporting our journey. Like and subscribe. If you guys have any recommendations that we should do on our YouTube channel, please let us know. I'll keep you guys updated on our brand. Bye now.